We had a meeting today, as you know, with President Zelensky, and I would say it didn't work out exactly great from his standpoint. I think he very much overplayed his hand. We're looking for peace. We're not looking for somebody that's going to sign up as strong power and then not make peace because they feel emboldened, and that's what I saw happening. I'm looking for peace. We're not looking to go into a 10-year war and play games. We want peace. And it was just my impression that if we do that, if we sign up, he's looking for something that I'm not looking for. He's looking to go on and fight. We're looking to end the death. 2,000 people died this week. Soldiers, more than that, but 2,000 approximately people died this week. Young Ukrainians and Russians. And somebody would say, why do you care about Ukraine and Russian soldiers? I care about them. I care about everybody. And we're not doing that. Now, if we don't do anything, he's going to have to make peace, but he's dealing with a very weak set of cards. If we sign, he's dealing with a very strong set of cards, and then he doesn't want to make peace. So that's where we are. It's very simple. I'm not looking to get into anything protracted. I want immediate peace. President Putin is going to want to make, and he wants to end it. And you saw what I saw today. This is a man that wants to get us signed up and keep fighting, and we're not doing that. Not for this country. He's got to say, I want to make peace. He doesn't have to stand there and say about Putin this, Putin that, and all negative things. He's got to say, I want to make peace. I don't want to fight a war any longer. His people are dying. He doesn't have the cards, just so you understand it, okay? I can tell you. Well, he says he wants it now. He wants to come back right now, but I can't do that. I can't do that. He didn't want to do about ceasefire. A ceasefire could take place immediately. A contract, if you want to end the war, you sign up an agreement. That's going to take a period of time. It takes time. That was not a man that wanted to make peace. And I'm only interested if he wants to end the bloodshed. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hello and welcome to a very special Patrick Christie's tonight. Every single Friday we've got a live studio audience. We've got a top panel as well. But oh my gosh, if you missed this, where have you been?
Gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III.
What a difference a few days makes, hey? Here he is, French kissing Macron.
That's not what we said. He's a smart customer, I will tell you that.
And then Starmer had his belly rubbed.
It is my pleasure to bring from His Majesty the King a letter. He sends his best wishes and his regards, of course, but he also asked me to bear this letter and bring it to you. So can I present the letter from the King to you?
Thank you very much. I have a great warm spot for your country.
And our trade, obviously, is fair and balanced, and in fact, you've got a bit of a surplus, so we're in a different position.
Well, contrast that with what happened today with Zelensky.
Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Oof, J.D. Vance got involved, and one US minister even criticised Zelensky for not wearing a suit.
Second question.
My second question for President Zelensky. Why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such.
Office.
I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Oh, it doesn't get better the more you look at it, does it? Anyway, all of that ultimately culminated in Zelensky being booted out of the White House and told to come back when he's, quote, ready for peace. No deal has been signed as well. But some breaking news to bring to you right now. Yes, that's right. Keir Starmer has just in the last few moments expressed his, quote, unwavering support for Ukraine after speaking with both US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. That's following a heated exchange in the White House. So I'm going to read you now what Downing Street have had to say. They basically said, yeah, absolutely, look, we have got unwavering support for Ukraine. Now, bear in mind that yesterday, Keir Starmer also pledged to give Ukraine more military aid than we've ever given them before. So interesting times. We've got a lot to talk to, but before all of that, I want to go down the pub with Adam Brooks because we want to know what people in that pub, the three cults, are talking about when it comes to this. So, Adam, look, what do you make? Do you think that Trump was right to give Zelensky a bit of a dressing down there?
Look, I think everyone's in disbelief. A few people, customers I've spoken to, it was almost like watching a movie. Patrick, you know, I've never seen anything like it in my life. And you say, are you Team Trump or Team Zelensky? I think most of us at home are Team Peace, and we just want peace, you know, and I think only America can bring an end to this conflict. So even though I didn't like really what I see earlier, I just hope that things can be worked out and we can end this war. Because as Trump did reiterate in that meeting, there's like 1 million or so casualties and people dead in this conflict. Young men that do not want to fight, young men that have left their families. So it's in all of our interests for this conflict to end, and only Donald Trump can do that. His methods can be quite uncouth, and, you know, I didn't like what I see earlier, but, you know, hopefully they can come back together. They know where they are. You know, they've let off steam, both of them, and hopefully now they know there can be no nonsense. It has to be what's right for Ukraine and what's right for America and the world, and we can see an end to this conflict.
Absolutely. Well, Adam, thank you very much. Thank you for letting us come down your pub again. It looks like it's packed in there, so I'll leave you to it. Well done, mate. A fan favourite here, Adam Brooks, everybody. Well done. Right.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private Internet Access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private Internet Access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GB News discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GB News to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Back we come to my panel. Now, this puts Keir Starmer in a very, very awkward situation, doesn't it? Just to see where we are at tonight, does everybody think that this royal visit should still go ahead with Trump after what we've seen? Yes. Yes, people think. Does anyone think it shouldn't go ahead after what we've seen? No, right, OK, so that's where we are. Emily, do you think it should go ahead?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it would be ridiculous to cancel it, although I was listening to a rather hysterical broadcaster on my way in on a different channel.
Name her.
It was Boris Johnson's sister, Rachel. And she was asking all sorts of questions. Does this mean that Keir Starmer now needs to cancel that state visit? Is this the end of NATO? Is this the end of our transatlantic relationship? I don't know, it's all radio and everything, but this is what some of the commentariators are saying at the moment. moment. It's as if this is the end of the world. Now, perhaps I'm wrong, but I think that a deal will still be achieved, and I think that Zelensky will return. He's already tweeted out something quite positive, actually. Now Keir Starmer is the great mediator here with his phone calls as well, so that's good for us too. I don't think this is the end of it.
The other way of looking at it is
that you're saying this is it.
It's that Donald Trump doesn't actually listen to a word Keir Starmer says, or Macron. He's had them both round at his house in the last week. They've sat there, you know, we've all gone, oh, we're working together, we love you very much. Zelensky turns up and he's like, right, have that. You know, we're not... No, we've had all this... Well, what do you think? Do you think this is difficult for Starmer?
Staggering, actually. I think that at one point, Donald Trump was closer to Keir Starmer than Mrs. Starmer, actually. And make of that what you will. But I think that Starmer actually... Why that's so funny. Starmer actually played an absolute blinder, in as much as he knew exactly what Trump needs, and that is that kind of state visit. That is that sort of that stroking, that, oh my God, your ego, all of this stuff, which is the kind of soft diplomacy that we do so brilliantly with our royal family here in the UK. I do wonder, is this all strategy? Is this all, picking up on your point earlier about the minerals that the Russian territory that is now in Ukraine that they have, is this all so that Trump can go to Putin and say, well, look, I had your back during this meeting, so actually, whatever deal we come up with is going to be in your interest.
Let's hear from the audience. We've been on fire so far tonight. I believe I'm going... Is it Gary on the front row, is that right? This was for... Microphone close to you, mate. Is that all right?
Sorry, this is for a different question.
What do you want to ask?
This was for net zero.
Oh, I see. OK, no worries. Well, we were going to do that until Trump shredded it. Have you got any views on what you've just seen there from Trump, mate? Do you think he was right or wrong to do what he did, or anything?
I think he was right to what he does. He's invested quite a lot of money into Ukraine. So, like Barry was saying earlier on, we've lent loans to the Ukraine and we want it back. And I think Trump has got a very good chance of getting some of his money back, and he wants his money back. OK, thank you very much, mate. Well pivoted there. Turn on a sixpence, mate. Nimble, agile. One of the big things that everyone's been saying about this is, look, if we don't continue to support Ukraine, then Putin is going to roll on through. He's going to roll on through Europe. And I have wondered for quite a long time, where is the actual hard evidence of that? Some people are saying, well, it's like appeasing Hitler. Is it really like that? And actually, Donald Trump did put Zelensky back in his box over this, because I'll play you the clip in a second now, but Zelensky basically said to him, look, if you don't continue to help us, then, you know, you'll feel this next. You'll feel Putin next. And here, I believe, is that clip.
You will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
Playing cards.
Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling.
Oh, there we go. JJ, you know what? I will say, Zelensky, everywhere he's gone, has been treated like an idol. Many people think he is. Of course, many people think he is, right? And you know, fair enough to an extent. But, I mean, Trump just treated him with absolutely no respect there, did he?
Yeah. Look, ultimately, with Zelensky and Trump there, I think it would have been easier for Zelensky to if you're speaking in Ukrainian rather than having to speak in one of his second or third languages. I think he was caught up on that. But for all the people who are crying, saying you can't have Trump come and have King Charles now, bring him in. We have President Xi Jinping of China, who was... He is a tyrant. He's killed his own people. He's massacred people. We've had Putin have a state visit. We've had the King of Saudi Arabia. These are not good people. Trump is not in the same league as those dictators. So I think we absolutely should not be cancelling that whatsoever. And then what was, in terms of him saying... What was Zelensky saying there?
Zelensky saying you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it.
It says him saying you're going to feel it. There's 120 conflicts going on right now across the world that affects the cost of your Apple phone, the cost of your Tesla, the cost of your electric batteries. All these conflicts are affecting the cost of your flour for your bread. We are not going to go as the Western world to every place that there's a conflict and get involved. So Zelensky can say it's going to be you next. I don't think it is going to be. I think as long as we have Trump to keep Putin where he is, I think this will be the end of it.
Well, look, Barry, a lot of people, we want our energy bills to come down. All right, we were promised, by the way, that they would. We want the price of our food to be lower. We want everything to be lower. And if we manage to get peace in Ukraine here, then that can happen, can't it?
Look, I think Adam was right down the pub. He said, I'm on the side of peace. I'm not on one side or the other. I want peace. But the key thing here is peace does not just mean a temporary stop to the hostilities in Ukraine. It does have to be lasting. And actually, that's what Zelensky was trying to say to the president. He said it in all the wrong way, and Christo was right. He should have been, right round the back door with Trump, kissing the ring. And he didn't. So he made a tactical error. But what he was actually saying is really important, and that is that if America refuses to guarantee that peace, then what is to stop Putin from doing what he did before? Right. And that really is important for us, because what we've seen with Trump so far is he tore up the World Trade Agreement, right, and just imposed tariffs. That's the end of it. He's now saying that he won't back Ukraine, although America has spent all that money supporting Ukraine, and the implication was always that they would be the backstop. And so that leaves a really big question for us in the UK and us in Europe.
Okay.
And that is,
sorry to cut across you guys. I've got a breaking line. Sorry about this, Barry. Trump has just put something out in the last few seconds. So here it is. So President Donald Trump, in the last few seconds, has come out with this. He said that the meeting with Zelensky did not turn out great. Well, yeah, obviously. He says that Zelensky overplayed his hand. Yeah. Trump says that Zelensky wants to fight, but Trump says that we are looking for peace, not a 10-year war. So there's the latest lies that have come out from Trump tonight. I'm also able to read you out something that Boris Johnson has put out in the last few moments. He says, it's time for cool heads and to remember that the US and Ukraine are on the same side. Zelensky has led his people heroically for 3 years. The bravery of the Ukrainians has been amazing. Their suffering has been appalling. The best way forward now is for the minerals deal to be signed as soon as possible. And it's worth noting that deal did not get signed. Zelensky did not sign the deal. So really no one got what they wanted there at all, did they? But Emily, I suppose for us here in Britain, it's a sign, we do need to be doubling down a bit on our own military, don't we, in our own defence as a result of all of this? Yeah, I mean, we just saw the very public first negotiation, didn't we? First round. For the commentary to be that this is the end of the negotiations, now everyone's going to walk away, Zelensky and Trump are never going to speak again, I think is probably nonsense, highly likely to be nonsense. These two men will meet again and they'll work out a deal. And also, this minerals deal, I believe, is a security guarantee in and of its own, is it not? If the United States has interests, financial interests in Ukraine, it is in their interest, as the United States of America, to protect that border. Just got another line here from Trump. So he said that when Zelensky arrived at the White House, Zelensky said alluded to the fact that Zelensky apparently did not want to make peace. So the line is that they were expecting Zelensky maybe to show a bit more willing to end the war. The line from Trump, at least, is that if Zelensky wants to restart talks, he has to openly say he wants to make peace. Yeah. He says that we're not going to keep fighting. Trump says that Zelensky wants to come back right now. So that's interesting. So apparently, obviously this is all what Trump's saying. Trump's saying that if Zelensky wants to come back right now. Go on, Barry.
Patrick, one of the interesting things was there was an interview with Senator Phil Graham afterwards, Phil Graham. And what he said is, if we get the minerals deal, it gives us something worth protecting. Yeah. And so in effect, what the senator was saying after the argument in the White House was, if we can get the deal on the minerals, then we would be prepared to guarantee the peace by stepping in if Russia overstepped the mark.
That's the leverage.
But what we need now is for that to be worked out at the level of the negotiations. Okay. And I think this weekend, when Starmer's meeting with all the European heads of state and with Zelensky, they need to put pressure on to make sure that that happens.
You sound like you think Trump is pulling a blinder here. Could be.
I think he is. He is. Diplomacy is about compromise, and that's what Trump is asking for.
Look, at the end of the day, if this goes ahead, Russia will have gained a huge amount of territory illegally by invading another sovereign country. Let's not forget that.
Okay.
That's not pulling a blinder. That's ripping up the post-war global order and shredding it.
OK, look,